All right, first batch of articles I got for y'all. PlayStation co-CEO opens up about bringing back classic franchises. A lot of people, including myself, have been complaining about the lack of creativity with PlayStation games, the lack of new IPs, as well as not digging deep into the crate of rich history that is PlayStation. It's kind of been the same third person over the shoulder Oscar bait type video games, talking about your The Last of Us, your Uncharted, your Spider-Man, your God of War 2018, Ragnarok. There's been a lot of the Horizon, the industry plan. There's been a lot of those type of games. And people have been crying who own PlayStations, where's the other stuff? Well, we got some insight on that. When Astrobot released in September, many players loved the nod to the history of Sony and PlayStation classics throughout the game. From tributes to more recent franchises like Horizon and Uncharted to older series like Ape Escape, the game fed into nostalgia in a big way. This has led to questions about whether PlayStation could dip into the backlog of classic franchises for new games in the future. This is why Astrobot was great. You got to really live. You like, damn, when you play Astrobot, you're like, damn, PlayStation has a rich history. What happened to it, Like, how many God of Wars are we going to get? In a new interview with Famitsu, which is like the biggest magazine in Japan, gaming magazine in Japan, PlayStation co-CEO Herman Hulse was asked about past PlayStation series and the possibility of bringing them back. According to Hulse, it's not something that's out of the question for the company. The numerous IP holdings we hold are important assets for PlayStation, and as part of our efforts to strengthen our portfolio, we are continuously looking at opportunities to leverage past IPs as well as developing new franchises, he said. Hulse added that the company's goal is to release games made by the best developers, whether they are part of the PlayStation studios or not. He tipped the hat to external studios for the many successes so far. Translation, we appreciate y'all continuing to sell our hardware with your quality games. Where's that Wolverine at? The idea of reviving past franchises has been picking up some steam across the games industry over the years. Currently, fellow Japanese company Sega is in the middle of a massive revival of classic franchises such as Golden Axe, Crazy Taxi, Jet Set Radio, Streets of Rage, and more. Whether PlayStation decides to bring back classic titles down the line obviously remains to be seen. Still, it's nice to have longtime fans of the studio see the door isn't closed. So no guarantee, but he at least acknowledged that like he knows people want it and it's a possibility. So I think if people continue to make noise, maybe we can get some of these games as well as some new IPs. I think that's what made Helldivers 2 so fun. It was a new IP. But also, people want to see Jak 4, The Last Sly Cooper, I mean, that's the thumbnail for this article. The Last Sly Cooper ended, if you didn't play it, Thieves in Time, that ended on a cliffhanger. A good cliffhanger, by the way. The game ended on a cliffhanger and we never got to see that game pay off. I thought it was going to be a new trilogy of like multiverse time traveling type of bullshit, but we never got that. We've gotten a million, different Ratchet and Clanks, but they're good, but he can't carry the torch by himself. And then you got deeper stuff in the catalog, your Okamis. I'm trying to think. There was this one PlayStation 2 game with this big buff Samoan dude. I forgot the name of it. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Not Taking the Power of Juju. That's not Samoan anyway, but I wish I could remember the name of it. Yeah, you Parappa the Rappers. There's a lot of good games PlayStation could be making. If they don't want to make new IPs, especially because millennials are getting older, you could easily lean into the nostalgia. PlayStation could become the Nintendo for adults because all the PlayStation kids grew up. So bring back the old franchises. Mark of Cree. Yes, I think that's the name, Mike. Let me see. Mark of Cree. Yeah, it was this game. I remember I used to really like this game right here, Mark of Cree. Yo, good spot. There was another game too. Do you remember it? It was an Alien game on PS2 where the dude could transform into different forms. Alien PS2 game. Destroy All Humans was good, although that's on PC. What was the name of that fucking game? Yo, shout out to B Hunter. Bring back Second Sight. No, not Ben 10, nigga. It was like the dude had like this blue form. It was an action adventure, part 3D kind of action game. I don't know. I can't remember the game. Psyop should have had 3 games. Scalar? What's Scalar? Nah, not that. That's did I miss a lot? Nah, I just started. Remember NBA Shootout? Nah, I don't remember that. I remember NBA 06. That was one of my favorite fighting games. NBA Shootout. I don't remember this one. Yeah, I don't remember this one. Played live. I remember Cameo. Grabbed by the Ghoulies. Those are Xbox games though. That's not PlayStation. Bring back Infamous. Yeah. I thought we were gonna get a sequel to Infamous Second Son. We never got it. Area 51. No. Prototype? Nah, I know Prototype. It's not that. It's pretty obscure. I don't think. Well, we're not trying to look that up. We're not trying to look up the real alien shit. SOCOM, yeah, where's SOCOM at? Nah, not this game. Damn, I wish I could remember that. I remember I love the game and I can't remember the fucking game. I'm just old. I can't remember every goddamn thing. What up, Mason? Extermination? Nah. Actually, let's ask AI and see, because now it's gonna bother me. What are some PS2 era games where the main character is an alien with different combat forms? MDK? What the fuck is MDK? NBA 6, The Life Was the Best. I love that shit. Alter Echo. Is that it? That sounds familiar. This is the game. Yes. Alter Echo. It was on Xbox too. I remember I used to love this game. You played as a dude who got like an alien. I guess aliens came to Earth and he got bonded with like some symbiote type of suit or some shit. Yeah, the AI got it. And it gave you different alien forms. It was like an action adventure game with different alien forms and shit. It was pretty fun. Never heard of it. It was pretty obscure. I don't think it was like super popular, but I liked it. It reminds me like in the younger days when like games would come out every month and they were just really different compared to like, I feel like a lot of stuff has become much more formulaic. Did you ever play that Centipede 3D game on the PS1? Nah, I didn't have a PS1. I had a PS2 for a very short time before it got taken away. And it costs less too because of AA. Yeah, like Shinobi. I think that's Shinobi PS2. I think that's what it's called. Yeah, this was my first M-rated game I ever played. I used to love this game. Really hard. The camera was trash, but it was still cool as hell. I think this nigga's scarf was just tough, bruh. Just like that shit, bruh. Tenchu. It's just like a lot of really obscure games that I feel like you don't get anymore. And then when they do come out, people don't support them or they dog them out because, you know, back then when I was a kid, people weren't afraid to try things. Like nowadays, people will see something in a bargain bin and still won't try it. Like if something was in a bargain bin at GameStop, EB Games, $5-10, fuck it, I'll try it. You end up really loving the game. But nowadays, you know, a YouTuber says it's ass, it's woke, and niggas will never try the shit. And then you miss out on blessings that you could have potentially like something that like, I had that epiphany like earlier, we're on a tangent. I had the epiphany yesterday. I was like, yo, there's so many forms of media that so many of you have missed out on, whether it's a book, a movie, a game, a piece of an album, because some YouTuber or Twitch streamer told you it was terrible and you just took their word for it instead of looking for yourself. And I'm talking about more so people who are like genuinely interested in it, right? Not if you didn't have any interest, but like you could have potentially missed something that inspired you because you never know where you're going to get inspiration from. There's been so many times where I listen to something and I watch something and I gain like some type of inspiration, or you talk to somebody and you're missing out on that and you don't know how that could inspire you. But influencer culture, bro. And the worst part is influencer culture is just as bad as mainstream media. Everybody just shits on every fucking thing without any. I'm all for a good dunking on something, but at least articulate yourself. Motherfuckers is not even articulating themselves anymore, which says to me they ain't even really playing these games. Gaming is also the hardest art form to preserve. I know, right? We losing recipes. So we leaving in. So what we leaving in 2024? PS4 niggas. Y'all should have been left in 2021, 2020. But definitely PS4 niggas, man. What y'all want to leave in 2024? East Coast got about 20 more minutes. Next article. Keeping it on the PlayStation, the PS4 primates. PlayStation to continue focusing on live service games. If you're sick of them, got bad news for you. PlayStation isn't giving up on live service games anytime soon. In a recent interview with Japanese outlet Famitsu, PlayStation co-CEO Herman Hulst said that the company still believes in a model despite recent hiccups like Concord. The game business is constantly changing due to various factors, including technological advances, new genres, and ways of playing, Hulst said in the translation. However, one thing that remains constant is people's desire for great entertainment experiences and attention to games continue to grow. However, this has also created competition, and like many companies in the industry, we have had to make changes to our business to solidify a more sustainable operating base. Listen, the problem with live service games is too many of them are like one another. I think Marvel Rivals has proven, hell, even the first Descendant, because it had a moment. But Marvel Rivals has proven people are not tired of hero shooters and they're not tired of live service games. I think what makes Marvel Rivals cool is like it's clearly a labor of love. Even like going to the character select screen and seeing the animations, the beautiful art, it looks like they gave a fuck about this game. Skins that you actually want to buy, deep, rich gameplay mechanics. And I think another recent example of success is Helldivers 2. I wasn't a big fan of it, but I understand why Helldivers 2 was successful. It was a live service game that proved that people are not really tired of live service games. But what Helldivers 2 did different is it innovated. They dropped a game with a story that had a unique way of telling the story with its lore and you slowly figuring out the humans are the bad guys, allegedly. They dropped random missions for people to complete, so you had to be there, or you would lose out on some rare gear or loot or something like that. Then they were constantly dropping new missions like every few months. Or there's ways to go about it, but I feel like too many of these live service games create the standard Destiny style looter shooter. And my thing is, I'm personally tired of I'm tired of live service games. But if you are gonna do it, can you please find some way to break the mold? If you're gonna make a live service game where we have to defend the computer mission, I'm not gonna be defending anything. I won't be defending your game. Exactly, innovation. I was just about to say the reason why people don't really like live service games. See, the problem with live service games though is it's hard to innovate. You gotta, the moment you decide to make it a live service game, you now have to wrap your brain around how do we create a gameplay loop that keeps people on the game for 5 years? That's rough. Like, think about how rough it is to create a gameplay loop that's going to keep people on the game this year or next year. Just a game that can contend for game of the year. You're now talking about trying to make a game that can contend for game of the year for the next 5+ years. It's straining, and they ain't paying these people enough. I'm tired of defending the computer though. Got to have content that's interesting to retain people. Yeah, and my thing is like take your time with that. Take your time with it. Stop rushing to market with everything. Third person is coming back. I swear a lot of people should have never left because I always prefer third person. I always prefer like and that's another thing. If you're gonna make a live service game, make it third person. You want to put skins in your game, bitch, I want to see my skin. Especially if you're charging $50, $20 for that shit. I want to see. That's why Marvel Rivals is winning. I can see my skin. First person skins is disgusting. What? I don't need the ops to see it. I need to see it. I'm trying to look good. Just create in-game concerts. Yeah, bring Travis Scott to Fortnite and Martin Luther King. But that's also the problem. You can't do that. It's kind of impossible to have a gameplay loop that keeps people coming back for multiple years. Agreed. I agree. I think if live service games are to be more sustainable, I think they need to look at a route of stop trying to launch one every year or every other year. Launch one that's really good and just let it be. And then 5-10 years down the road, launch a new one. Like while that successful one is going, start planning for the next one and really flesh out the idea and stop rushing to market. Because what it felt like is Fortnite and PUBG got really successful and people was like, yo, we need to put out a fucking battle royale game now. So then you started getting bullshit like, you remember Realm Royale? And what was that 5-month passion project from Cliffy B? Radical Heights. They're just rushing. It's almost like YouTubers that just try to rush to every trend. They don't do any proper research. And then they end up getting a lot of backlash because you didn't take the time to actually produce a really well thoughtful video because you're just trying to cash in on a hot topic. Being first to market doesn't mean you're going to be right. Just do it right the first time. There's an old saying that's measure twice, cut once. Battle Royales are overdone. Well, Battle Royales are dead anyway. I was just using that as an example because that was like the most recent trend in the last 5 years. Realm Royale lost and made a unique chase to Fortnite. It used to be Paladins Battle. Paladins? Shit's crazy. Cuisine Royale, right. They had PUBG Superhero Edition until everybody found out that shit was spyware. You had to give up your phone number just to play the damn game. Bungie's never finishing this game. What is this? You just linked. Bungie is hiring a gameplay analyst for Marathon. Must have a minimum of 200 hours in Escape from Tarkov or a similar title. Actively play ranked modes in COD Warzone, Apex, or Rainbow Six Siege. Hey, oh, no, this is good, though. Yeah, you're right. I don't know if this game is ever going to come out, but at least they're looking for people who have experience in these games so that they can give proper insight on what the community wants. But more importantly, we found the job application. And do you know who could use this? PS4 niggas. I got a job application for all PS4 niggas in the chat that still haven't gotten a PS5. Come work for Bungie. Here you go.
So you a
there you go.
ass nigga for
There's the
that,
job
my
app.
nigga.
Thanks for the sub, pal. Now I can afford a retwist for my loss.
Yo, shout out to K Dot with the sub. Appreciate it. Oh, I just realized my alerts were off over here. Does PS4 run Escape from Tarkov?
Sonic rings out that follow button.
I don't know. Some
Charity
nigga watching
work
my
is
stream with a
important,
PS4
so
with a
thank
fucking
you to whoever
thumbstick
just
half chewed
donated
off
a
by their
sub to the
dog.
less fortunate.
Your sub means one
Is it gonna
more
catch up on all
person
alerts?
subscribed to the idea of
Let
a
me
black
let it
man
go.
being Hokage over Jared Leto's bum ass. Being me!
Thanks for knocking the Sonic rings out that follow button.
Shout out to that nigga in the chat for resubscribing. It's rough out here, so you a real ass nigga for that, my nigga.
Thank you. Okay, back to what I was talking about. Yeah, that's my take on live service and what he's talking about. And they got to innovate. I think they need to dial it back if they wanted to survive. Tim the Tatman had his own bundle. It was the 3D platform fighter that was giving away game keys from drops. DKO honestly could have been so dope, but high res just drops shit and runs back to Paladin's updates. Well, you know, also in the defense of the games, another reason these games are failing is they're rushing to market because they're trying to cash in on a trend. And then what they do is they try to rely on these content creators. And let me tell you something, man, this shit is a business. These content creators don't give a fuck about your game unless your game is absolutely fire. Like, you don't have to pay anybody to play Marvel Rivals right now. People that just love the game. Unless your game is absolutely fuego, you have to pay these content creators. And once that check dries up, they're not playing your game anymore. And here's the thing. I feel like audiences have become more privy. They're more savvy. They know you're playing the game for money. And nobody's mad at this point. Like, get your fucking bag. But the moment they stop playing it, the game, they're trying to do Reagan trickle-down economics in video games. Okay, if Ninja plays my game, that means I'm going to get 1 million downloads. Nigga, no. We all know what? Reagan's the devil. So why would you implement devil tactics into the video game industry? It's not going to fucking work. Unless people have a genuine passion about a quality product, people are not going to follow that person. So they got to stop doing that shit too. Instead, take that money that you're investing in content creators to advertise your bullshit ass game and make a better game. Problem solved. I'm curious though. You've been maining DPS. I don't main anything. I flex. I play what the team needs. I literally can play every position. I can play like 3 characters in every position. I think probably more. I just learned like 3 new ones this week. I don't do that shit. I be trying to win. That's why I be getting really frustrated when I play ranked, because niggas play DPS and they ass. If when I get on the game, if I'm playing DPS, it's because like the DPS suck. I'm locking in because I don't trust them. You say, can you play Scarlet? I don't know if I'm that talented. I don't know if pressing left click is I'm talented enough to do that shit. But I'm starting to like Magneto. Earlier I played a couple games of ranked, and because yesterday they taught me that Magneto's ult absorbs metal, and I was like, oh, that's lore accurate. That's pretty cool. I was in a game of ranked and I heard judge, jury, executioner. I said, oh, nigga, no, nigga, I caught it. I hit my Q on Magneto. I absorbed half his bullets and threw that bitch back and team wiped. I was like, yo, I was like, this game's here to stay. I was like, that's fucking fire. That's fucking fire. So now if I see a fucking Frank on the other team, I'm running Magneto now. And I'm holding my shit. Yeah, that attention to details goes back to what I was talking about in live service games. It's clearly this is a labor of love. Not only do the characters interact with one another, but the characters are lore accurate. If a content creator gets paid to do a review on YouTube, you can clearly notice they're reading a script. It doesn't sound genuine at all. Same here. I was shocked. Shit was cool. Well, first of all, you shouldn't be doing paid reviews. I would never do a paid review. Like a paid just play the game. That's not a review. Like, you're just playing the game. It's just a big ass advertisement. But like, nobody should be. I hope nobody's accepting paid reviews. That's not a review then. I told her I'm gonna have to coach her Mantis. I'd be watching the gameplay. I'm like, the team needs you to get in the fight and you're out here hiding behind a wall. We working on it. We are working on it. Nah, they picked their words carefully. Same with Star-Lord. Fucking DPS is gonna be the death of me. They aging me real quickly. What else I got for y'all? This goofy ass game. Oh, Apex Legends. Speaking of live service games, this actually pertains to the conversation. Apex Pro, his Watson reveals insider info from devs about why the game is dying. Let's get down to it. Anyway, his Watson is a content creator. His Watson blames upper management for Apex Legends. However, his Watson believes there's another reason as well. It comes down to the management of Apex's internally at Respawn and EA. Watson explains that he has spoken to countless Respawn employees from various departments over the years, from art, security, map designers to game balancers and community managers and playtesters. I have heard two gloomy phrases that have all been repeated. We want to do blank, but we're not allowed to, or all our suggestions fall on deaf ears. Both of which imply one major problem. Upper management is either negligent, lazy, or has motives that do not align with the player's best interests. Almost every Respawn employee I've worked with directly... Shout out to Just Vibing with the sub.
Only Sonic wields that type of power.
Almost every Respawn employee I've worked with directly was absolutely dripping with talent and passion for the game, but they're being actively suppressed by the people above them with a totem pole. So he's basically saying management is sabotaging the game because they think they know what's best with the game, right? Where have we heard this before? This is in every piece of corporate America. And I have no reason to believe that he's lying, but I'm actually going to give a different perspective. I don't think he's lying. I think this is true. But on the flip side, even if they did find some way to make the game fresh, what you cannot deny is the inevitable. Every good thing comes to an end. I don't care what I'm gonna be honest. I don't care what they put in this game. I'm not playing it again. Why? Because I'm just tired of it. It doesn't make it a bad game. It's ran its course for me. The game came out in 2019. We played it for like a solid 2-3 years, hardcore. We was going crazy on ranked. And there's a lot of people who feel the same. There's a lot of people that feel the same. Freaking, some of y'all not about to relate to what I'm about to say, but
Thanks for the super chat.
I ain't gonna say that.
Donation will go towards a new pair of running shoes.
I ain't gonna say that.
Those
I'm
to
gonna
get away
chill.
from my stalker.
That's the old me.
Her
I
name
ain't
is
gonna say
Amy.
that. I'm trying to think of
She's
a
an
different
annoying
example.
Quasi-conspiracy spreading illiterate smut.
I'm gonna say a different example. He said New Year, nah. He said, nah, let us know. Nah. I'm a man in a relationship and shit. Chill. If you know, you know. There's no. Matter of fact, I got an example for you. Usually, people like new toys better. There you go. It ain't a new year. You still feel the old you. There's nothing a kid loves on Christmas Day more than a new toy. Let me put it that way. Like, yeah, I love Buzz Lightyear. I grew up with Buzz Lightyear, but ooh, the new Switch 2 just dropped. You see what I'm saying? That's what I was trying to get at. Anyways, nah, I just don't want to hear nothing later because I made a joke. That's why I'm not gonna say what was on my mind. I don't want to hear nothing. Because I just be saying jokes, chat. Anyways, I believe this though, but I think this game just ran its course.
Riding is not a proper form of transportation. You hear that, Shadow?
Keep the peace. Yeah, growing up and maturing is understanding you got to keep the peace, man. You got to keep the peace. Not everything needs to be a clip. Not everything is content. I know we live in this era where people love to expose every aspect of their life, but not me, nigga. Not me. I'm different. Solo developer behind the Falconeer and Bulwark explains why Game Pass is so great for indies. If you get in, it's generally a very positive thing for developers. The reason I say this article is because I see a lot of times on Twitter, PlayStation fanboys, and I'm not talking about PlayStation fans, but you know, the people who participate in Twitter console wars, you'll see them say that the Xbox Game Pass is one of the worst things that ever happened to gaming because it doesn't sell games, which is a funny argument in itself because there's no data behind that. Xbox doesn't release any type of data on sales, digital sales. Neither does PlayStation. That's why digital sales are hard to track. You can really only track hard. They keep that shit close to the chest. So we don't know how Game Pass affects anything. But I'd argue if your people really like a game, because for those who are not subscribed to Game Pass, it's like Netflix where like they have games on the service, but then like they cycle them. So the game that you want to play might be there this year, but it might not be there next year. So Game Pass allows you to try it. And then if you really liked it and you want to own it, you can go out and buy it eventually, maybe at a discounted price or something like that. And this is like the third article I've seen where game developers are saying like it's not true that Game Pass is killing games. It's actually the opposite. During a recent Reddit AMA, Thomas Sala, the solo developer behind indie gems The Falconeer and Bulwark, was asked to give his opinion on Xbox Game Pass model. He said, I'd be on Game Pass the moment they could fit me in, no questions asked. Falconeer did about 1 million installs on Game Pass. He goes on to explain that for him, making games is not about money, and Game Pass is a great way for him to reach a new audience. I'm a developer. I fucking want players. I don't care about money. Let the folks play. He said it's a blessing. It's basically free advertisement, because if your game is on the Game Pass, they're going to push it. Why? Because they need to provide value to the customer that's subscribing. So anytime they get any new cool games, they're going to push it to their audience. And then that audience could turn around and buy a Steam copy, maybe on a Steam sale or something like that. Been using Game Pass for a minute. It's just convenient. Yeah, I pay for it every year. I just buy the whole year because like every year I play like several games on it. So to me, it's worth the money. I miss the old days of Twitch where there weren't ads every 5 seconds. Yeah, well, they got bills to pay. What you want me to do? Somebody give this nigga a sub so he don't got to watch ads. Indiana Jones on Warfare Pass. I'm definitely playing it. You know, I'm something of a nigga myself. What are you talking about? Better not be no Shamik Moore shit. All right, buddy. I got the Spider-Man shit too. Somebody linked this yesterday. I think it was JP. Rumor, several inside sources at Square Enix report that development of Kingdom Hearts 4 has been halted as the team is being refocused to a different projects.
Rouge the Bat just upped the prices on her OnlyFans. The fuck I'm supposed to do with this?
Shout out to our new Section 8 subscriber. Shout out to Ibusu gifting that sub to Foolish so he don't got to look at ads. Reportedly, the tentative title of said project is Final Fantasy Versus. What number is this, nigga? 1 million? I can't keep up with all these damn Roman numerals. What number is this? Is it 16? And more information will be shown in 2025. How does that make you out? First of all, this is a rumor. I don't even know who this person is. Hobby journalist, tired editor. He's got 100,000 followers. Is he reputable? Does anybody care if it does get delayed? As a Tekken player, I can't say shit good about Square Enix. I feel that. Moment of silence for the Kingdom Hearts fans. I'm gonna be honest. If this rumor turns out to be true and it does get delayed, it's no reason to be upset. And let me explain it to you why. Whether Kingdom Hearts comes out tomorrow or in 2030, either way, you're not going to understand the story. So, I mean, you can wait a little bit longer. You feel me? And more positive news. Sifu is free on the Epic Game Store for those of you unaware. You better get it today. It's 8 o'clock, 12/31. So open up the Epic Game Store and you can download it. It's on the homepage. If you haven't played Sifu, it's a really good game. Just making y'all aware, trying to put y'all on.
From Dr. Eggman.
Yo, shout out to Shadow Fox with the sub. I had an interview at McDonald's. It was 4 minutes, and my cook chat. It's McDonald's, bro. You'll be all right. What kind of questions they asking? What did you say? Why you want to work here? Oh. Like, what did you say, bro? By the way, even if you don't plan on playing it anytime soon, I can't stress this enough, or you don't have a gaming PC, but you plan on getting a gaming PC, make an Epic Games account, download the software to your current computer, and just claim the game onto your account.
Black creature.
Then when you get your gaming PC, you have a game already. So if it's a good game. Just trying to put y'all on. I'm just passionate about flipping patties. Like, I know the Krabby Patty secret formula. Is it still on Game Pass? Who cares? You can actually own it. Game Pass, you won't own it. You get it for free and own it on the Epic Game Store. And then last but not least, we got an update on what's going on in the PS4 community. Today's the 31st, in which I'm streaming. Christmas was just the other day. And it's been revealed in the PS4 community that a 30-year-old man gets upset with his girlfriend for not getting him a PS5. So he breaks her son's Christmas gifts. That's not his son. So he's dating a single mother. He wanted a PS5 for Christmas. She decided to buy her son's gifts, as she should prioritize if she has, tight money. And he's upset that he didn't get a PS5. So let's see his reaction and what's going on in the PS4 community. Shout out to the person who sent me this video.
I couldn't afford a PS5. Okay, stop for real. I couldn't.
You're
afford
watching
no PS5.
Rap House TV.
I'm talking to you. You doing all this because I didn't get you a game?
Yes. You told me you was gonna give me a PS5, bro. You never told me that, bro.
Bro, you are damn near 30 years old. You talking?
Why can't you get a job? Now, I've shown videos of niggas with PS4s blowing up in the house. Seen niggas get jumper cables to start up their PS4. Y'all damaging property, disrespecting children and women. You dispassionate for the PS5, but you not passionate for a job resume. Shout out to that dude in the chat. We was cracking jokes, but he said he applied for McDonald's. Listen, chat, real rap, fuck this gaming shit, man. I talk about real life shit because I've been through real life shit. it's not where you start, it's how you finish. There's nothing wrong with working at McDonald's. There's nothing wrong with being a janitor. There's nothing wrong with that shit, bro. If you feeding your family and it's legal, you taking care of yourself, that's all that fucking matters, dog. Work your way up. Pay your dues. This social media shit got some of y'all fucked up in the head. You want it tomorrow. Fuck out of here.
Somebody to buy you a PS5.
Your word is your bond. Start keeping your word, but you can't give me a PS5 because like, you spent all this money on your son.
When did you get my son?
On your son.
When did you get my son?
I didn't get your son nothing. That's not my son.
You're watching Rap House
He didn't even get the kid nothing. He didn't even get the kid nothing.
If you're not my son at the end of the day, so why should I be buying you a
Don't spend nothing on your
PS5?
son if you're not gonna get my PS5 like you told me last year. Huh?
Alright, you know what?
Huh?
Don't even worry about it, G, because I ain't gonna lie.
He definitely lived with her.
I know, right? Now I'm petty. Now I'm petty because I'm breaking the toys.
And the whole world finna see how you
Now I'm
act.
petty because I'm breaking
Your
the
ass
toys.
almost 30 years old.
Now I'm petty because I'm breaking the toys, bro. Like, where's my PS5 at? You still got time to go get it. It's still.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the PS4 community.
Only lame niggas say that shit.
What's wrong with him? Get a fucking job, dude. And then people be mad when I make jokes. Like, bro, that PS5 is the least of your problems. Please get a job. You still got time to go get it. It's wild work. If you got oxygen in your lungs and your legs and your arms work, you are capable.